we just had no toughness today. You know, this is always a tough game, but obviously we're not going to offer excuses. You know, a lot of them are going home today, but it's just probably one of the most disappointing losses I've been associated with, because when your team makes mistakes or they have an off shooting night, you can live with it. When your team lacks toughness, that's hard to swallow as a coach. And quite frankly, we just lacked toughness today.
You guys had a pretty good first quarter. What do you think kind of turned the tide in that second quarter?
You know, I mean, what was the second quarter? 15-11. You know, New Mexico State is good, so I knew they'd have a run coming back. They're a team of runs. You know, to hold them at bay, and we were still up at halftime, I thought, you know, that was to guard their sets and to do some of the things and some of the mistakes we made. You know, I didn't think the second quarter was terrible. I mean, obviously the third quarter was just an absolute disaster. And we had opportunities. We had shots missed. We had layups missed. We had kids kind of doing their own thing. And we lacked toughness. I mean, I don't know how else to explain it, really. You know, we started playing I basketball instead of we basketball, and people just started taking uncharacteristic shots that they don't really practice. And, you know, and then when my three starting guards combined for 16 turnovers, and, you know, we broke the press pretty simply in the first half, I thought. Yeah, first quarter for sure, but, you know, late in the second quarter, third quarter, my point guards just they had a hard time with the press and turned the ball over, and we got out of rhythm.
What do you tell your team, you know, when they're struggling and can't seem to get anything?
Well, you know, that's what I was trying to do, and I even told them up in the locker room. I said, you know, I didn't even get after you. I mean, I was just trying to find combinations. You try to encourage them. You're trying to be positive with them. You know, just let them know you're all right. The next one's going in. You know, you try anything you can. I mean, the last thing I wanted to do really was get after them because, you know, they just weren't playing really that tough at all, and I didn't want them to go down any deeper. But, you know, I told them in the locker room, you know, if you're a guard and you have a wide open shot, there's no reason why you can't make it. And they got to start making shots. If you're a post player and you have a wide open high post shot or a layup, you got to start making those. There's no reason why you can't. And, you know, the more confidence they got, the more we seemed to back off, it seemed like to me. And, you know, and as a team, we just lacked toughness.
Getting back to that toughness, I mean, is that something that you've seen before this season, or is this really
This is the first time I've seen it out of this group. It really is, and that's the most disappointing part. I mean, you know, there's been a couple players here or there that you say, you know, you got to get tougher, and you got to. But as a team, you know, this is the first time I've seen it, and it was a bad time to have it. But you know, there's no explanation for this loss. We got beat by a better team. We got beat by a team that came in here with confidence, and we got beat by a team that punched us in the mouth, and we just folded. Yeah.
I mean, obviously you'll get a little bit of time off.
Yeah.
You'll get some time off, but when you guys, you know, really start hitting practice again, what's something this team needs to improve for conference?
Well, you know, the thing is, we need to go back to playing team basketball. I mean, for whatever reason, we didn't do that today. You know, having 8 assists and 22 turnovers, shooting as poorly as we shot, and a lot of those were forced. You know, we got to get back to what works best for us, and that's sharing the ball, moving the ball around, protecting the ball. And, you know, not getting caught up in our opponents up and down or whatever they're in. You know, we got caught up in a lot of the things that we didn't do well. We worked on their sets over and over, and, you know, for some reason just didn't defend it well. And then the time when we were coming back and we need stops, we didn't get stops. And the time we were coming back, and I think we cut it to 2 at one point, we just couldn't get a bucket. And really, it was posts and guards alike. It was an equal opportunity lack of toughness with our team. It wasn't, you know. Now I do like the fact Jayda Nunn, I thought, played really well, and I thought Jayda Bovero played very well. I thought those two did a nice job of stepping in and doing the things that they needed to do. I mean, you look at Jayda; she had 9.6 rebounds, 2 assists, 0 turnovers. So I thought she played extremely well. And Jay's is just so solid. 12 points, 4 rebounds, and she just played really well. But they didn't have any help. They didn't have any help.
Is it alarming in the sense that you told us here a couple days ago about how this team just played so
Yeah.
solid against Minnesota, and to go from that to this? I mean, that's
Yeah, that it's not alarming because you're dealing with 18 to 23-year-olds, so you can't panic over one thing, and you can't get too down over something as disappointing as this loss. Because if you did, we still have 11 or whatever the league is, 18 more games left. So we have another season now that we're starting, and being 7-4, I'm not sure the last time, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, that we had a winning record coming into the conference. But that being said, it's not good enough for me, and it shouldn't be good enough for this team. We still need to hit a point where you can't be afraid of success, and this team they've have some success. They've done some really good things, but they reverted back today, and that's some of the things that we have to work on when we go back, when they come back from Christmas break.
Coach, could you talk about Jayda's performance a little bit tonight? I mean, she was trying to, seems
Yeah.
handily will your team back while the game wasn't quite out of reach there at the end.
Yeah. She was great. She was terrific. She gave us energy off the bench. She gave a spark. She was in it. She was working hard, both on offense and defense. She hit a big 3, I think, that cut it to 5. She was just, again, like you said, she was trying to will this team back. She just didn't have any help. And then her and Jaisa were in together, and Jaisa took a shot, so I know she got hurt a little bit on the shot down there, and I pulled her out, and I tried to get 4 guards in just to get some shots. But, it was just, like I said, it was just one of those games where nothing seemed to go right, starting with maybe the second part of the second quarter, and third quarter was a disaster. Fourth quarter we outscored them, but it was just a little bit too late by then. And that's just, it's not good enough. It's not good enough for my expectations. It really shouldn't be good enough for their expectations. We're at a point now where winning should be a norm. And we're at a point now where we can't be afraid of winning basketball games. We can't. I know that we've had to work really hard to get where we are at this point, but that's no excuse, and it's never going to be one. And we're gonna fight like crazy and get back to where we're supposed to be. But if you let this loss disappoint you so much, I mean, we still have another season, and it's league, and now it really starts. So, we've got to. We'll watch film on this when they get back, and we'll relive it a little bit because we need to. But after that, it's time to start your league play, and it's time to focus on what our goals are. Our goals are to get better every day, and we didn't get better today.
How would you summarize the non-conference?
I don't summarize anything. I'm pretty long-winded. I thought we did fairly well. I mean, I thought, going on the road and beating SMU and Minnesota is good. Losing 2 games to New Mexico State is not, and that's got to be better on our perspective. I thought Duquesne was probably the best team, and I still think they're the best team we've played this year. And you look at what they're doing now, you can see they're the best team, and we had a shot with them. We really did. I don't know if I can summarize it. I thought we'd be better and have a better record. So it's a little disappointing, but at the same time, getting 2 road wins was good for us. 2 out of 3, and there's some really good things that we did. So, we've got to key on those and just get better.
What's the schedule like from now until you go to Reno?
They have Christmas break, so they're off until the 26th, and then they'll come back and start practice.
Definitely our energy. Our energy is what killed us. We play our best when we have energy, and as soon as we lost our energy, we kind of lost our momentum, started getting into foul trouble. That's kind of where the game flip-flopped. Our attitudes changed, the demeanor changed, and so I think that's kind of where the biggest downfall happened.
Talk about your mentality towards the end of the game. I mean, you were hitting some big shots and keeping your team in the game. What was going through your mind?
There was a point when I told myself everything that I'm putting up is going in. So that's the mentality I was having. I was confident in my shot, and I was getting rebounds, and that's how I fuel my offense, is getting rebounds. So I was just trying to do everything in my power to help us stay within the game, if not get ahead. So.
Yeah, it seemed like you're coming off probably one of your better games as a team at Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think was there any possibly any letdown today just because you were playing at home?
I don't think so. I think that it was more, honestly, I don't know I don't know why we had what we had, but I don't think that it's more of a letdown because we were at home, because I do think, we play some of our best ball games at home. The Minnesota game, we played great, and we kind of fell away from the things that we did there tonight. And so, again, that also was a big factor as to why we didn't win.
How do you get back to that?
Honestly, I think this break that we all have, I think we all need it. It's going to allow people to go home, get rejuvenated, come back, and get ready to work again. We just have to work hard and revert back to the things that we know how to do, stay fundamental. And I think from there, if we do those and if we trust our system, then we'll be okay, and we'll be able to revert back to what we know how to do.
If there's something you would say this team needs to improve on between now and when you guys start conference play against Nevada, what is that?
I would definitely say mindset and toughness. We have moments where we're tough, or we have moments where people are tough, but we need to be tough together at all times. When adversity hits, that's one thing that we've struggled with as a team, is when adversity hits, we don't always respond well. So I think that if we can master those two things, have a better mindset coming into whatever challenge we have, as well as being tough, then there will be no stopping us from that point on.
How would you summarize just the non-conference schedule going 7-4? How would you summarize it?
I think, overall, I feel pleased with it. I think we did a good job. I think there's definitely games we could have won. I think we showed ourselves, as well as everyone, the team that we were capable of being. For instance, the Minnesota game, we played our hearts out. And it was also a good baseline, shows us a lot of things we have to work on to go into conference. This season's over, the preseason's over, and we have a whole new start, a fresh slate. So I think taking the things that we've learned from the preseason and carry those over into conference, then we'll be successful.
Third quarter, at first, from the bench perspective, the energy, I immediately knew that the energy was down, and I know when I was going to go in, I had to bring that energy up and bring that just that toughness, because nobody was going in low. We were taking shots, but they weren't falling. We weren't communicating on defense, and just me thinking about, okay, we need to bring all that up in order for us to win, and that it just we didn't bring it up too much, and then it just fell from there.
Do you find that unusual that a freshman's going to be the one to come in and bring that energy, or that they look to you to bring that energy?
Well, I mean, it's not necessarily from a freshman perspective, because, if you're good, you're good. It doesn't matter how old you are. As long as you bring it to them, that's all you got to do.
Anything else? Good?
I think so.
Okay.
Thanks.